If we're talking about really classic overdrives, then there's really three at the top of the list: a Tube Screamer, a Klon, and a Bluesbreaker. I've used the first two extensively over the years as a player, and I've loved them both dearly for different applications. However, I've always found the Bluesbreaker to be not for me. A bit dull, maybe a bit bland, a bit down the middle. I'm sure that's going to upset a couple of Bluesbreaker fans out there, but it's just always been neither here or there for me. Admittedly, maybe I haven't found the right one yet, which is kind of where this bad boy comes in. The Bluesbreaker is finally getting the Origin Effects Halcyon treatment. I guess it was kind of inevitable. I loved the Halcyon Green and the Halcyon Gold, but can the Halcyon Blue kind of bring me into the Bluesbreaker fold? So if you're enjoying the video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you would go down there and subscribe to the channel. Still 90% of my regular viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're one of those 90%, that would really help me out if you hit that red button. So I don't really need to do too much talking in this video because chances are you know a lot about this pedal already. If you know the Halcyon series from Origin, you also already know some of the features that it has. It's not really rewriting the Bluesbreaker rulebook, it's just doing Origin's take on it. And if you know anything about Origin, then you already know it's going to be superb. So this video, I'm really going to try and let the pedal speak for itself, but I will just point out one or two things that make this special. As with previous Halcyons, the Halcyon Blue features Origin's Adaptive Circuitry. Kind of a fancy name for something that is, when you break it down, really simple but quite clever. The Adaptive Circuitry is this top switch here. We have 3 levels of intensity, including off. When engaged, it basically changes how the pedal sounds depending on your playing dynamics, or basically the volume hitting the front of the pedal. In the case of the Blue, when you play lighter, the Halcyon Blue fills out some of that bottom end that is typically lost with a Bluesbreaker and also smooths out a little bit of that mid hump, basically making your tone more full frequency and transparent the lighter you play. This also works when you turn down the volume on your guitar. You know, when you dig in, you get that more cutting, more focused sound, but when you play lighter, it is a much more full frequency, transparent sound, and it is so simple and so excellent. Halcyon Blue also features 2 Bluesbreaker voicings for you to choose from. BB is your classic, standard, as true to vintage as you can get, and then Mod is Origin's own take on the modded Bluesbreaker tone. It adds a different clipping style, more gain, and also an overall warmer tone. I found this great to be adding a more British amp style boost overdrive to a cleaner amp, almost like a second channel to your clean amp. The other controls on the Halcyon Blue are commonplace if you know your overdrives. We have a level, a drive, and a tone, but we also have a dry blend knob. I'm coming to learn that pretty much all of the classic overdrive tones that we love have some element of dry blend mixed in there. Around 12 o'clock is true to the amount of dry blend you would get in a vintage Bluesbreaker, but winding it back is great for running into a clean amp when you want less of that clean sound coming through, but also having more clean in there is great if you're running into an already dirty amp to let some of the amp's character come through your overdrive as well. So there you go, the Origin Effects Halcyon Blue. Not rewriting the rulebook, but is an excellent take on the Bluesbreaker. Hopefully you guys already knew it was going to sound good, so you just needed to hear it. That being said, Origin have sprinkled their magic on the Bluesbreaker circuit with their adaptive circuitry and just the overall incredible build quality that they all come with. Has it changed my mind on Bluesbreakers? Well, it has been on my board for about a month now, and to be honest, I don't see that changing anytime soon.